I hope that's okay. Hope we can't hear the leaf blower outside anymore. It's probably like 9:30. We're probably about 20 minutes behind of our schedule. It's really cold. You can actually see my breath in the car. We're just about to leave our hotel here at Exeter. We've got about a 2-hour drive, I think it was. We're gonna go to Bath and then make our way to the Cotswolds. Before we get to accommodation, we have to go to some sort of postal pickup place because we ordered something for the camera. Anyway, we're gonna hit the road. We arrived in Bath. This town's so cute.
It's also really, really, really cold.
Okay, we're at the Roman baths. Tell you more about it later. I don't know anything about it yet. The guy outside just stopped playing music so I can finally speak. We're starting up again. Currently walking on top of the Roman baths here in Bath. There's all these statues of emperors that you can see. They were like put here in the 19th century, they said. And it just sort of represents the emperors that had the connection to England. It's probably the best view you can get of it. But these are like the only thermal hot springs in all of England. Looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty warm.
Yeah, it looks pretty warm. Haha. See how cool our audio guides are? They look like phones from the 90s. And then there's real Romans down here. Okay, so we're down in the Great Bath now. It says it's still operational and it's still like watertight after 2,000 years. There would have once been a roof here that covered it.
It's green because the sunlight promotes algae to grow.
Yeah, so the algae grows and that makes it green. Okay, so we walked through like an underground museum thingy to get to the Great Bath. We sort of went through it pretty quickly because there's a lot to see. It just had lots of remains of the original baths and original buildings. There was like statues to the goddess Minerva, like the remains of that, like original pillars. The original altar was here. Like a sacrificial altar was still there. It was pretty cool to walk through and see all those like remains of this building. It was built in, they said, the 4th century CE, I think it was. Yeah, this is the Great Bath area. Never mind, we did get a better view of the spring. Free spa water. How's the spa water?
A little weird.
It's warm. It smells like a bit sulfuric. It tastes like warm water. Warm water. Look at this, we've got some sun. It's lighting up the Abbey. I don't think we've had much sun here. I'm really excited to see the sun. And that's a view of the bath from the outside.
And now we're going to Sally Lunz eating house. It's believed to be the oldest house in Bath. That's where you can get Sally Lunz's famous bath buns. This is how they were made. We just bought one of Sally Lunz's bath buns. There's one big one in there. It's a really nice box. And pretty much the story is that she was a French refugee who came to Bath and got work with a baker and introduced him to like French baking and stuff. And then they came, like, that's how she came up with this bun. And it just got famous that way. It's pretty much the story. Ooh.
It's really big.
I like the box. It's so
Savage.
eloquent.
It's kind of like bread, but it's like sweet. It's really light and fluffy. It's nice. Could use something on it though. That was our quick visit to Bath. Probably spent a couple of hours there. Most of the time was at the Roman baths. Took a lot longer than we thought it would because it was pretty busy there, which is the theme of this trip. Pretty busy at every spot. We ate some bread that was famous apparently. I didn't really know anything about it. That was Sally's thing.
It's me.
it was her bread. But yeah, we're just gonna hit the road and head to our next place in the Cotswolds.
For lunch, we're having stolen croissants from breakfast this morning and muffins. Yummy.
It's a sad lunch, but you gotta do what you gotta do to save money. Alright, so we drove through like random one-lane roads through some random fields that we felt like we're in the middle of nowhere because we have to pick up our delivery. We're in this like really cute town called Fairford. Wasn't really expecting it. I just thought it was gonna be like a place in the middle of nowhere because like I saw a picture of the delivery spot or the pickup spot and it didn't look that great. And I thought it was just some like dingy little place. But it's actually a really cute little town. Really surprised when we got here. But let's go get our delivery. Right next to the new Peking house. Fairford, Lunz. I got it. God damn it. Damn it. Hate Europe.
Currently driving to our Airbnb.
Where are we?
The middle of nowhere. We made it to our Airbnb. This place is called the Bolt Hole and it's in this little town called Northleach, which is in the middle of the Cotswolds. And so I'll give you a little tour now. We start in the kitchen. Oh no, we'll start at the front door here and then I'll swing around. So here's the kitchen. We've only just arrived, so we don't really know where everything is, but here's our first impressions. And we come into like a little living room type thing. There's a TV. That's just a random cupboard. This is the bathroom. Nice little bathroom. And then we go into the bedroom. There's a wardrobe back there. And then out here you can see into the little backyard. Yeah, it's really cute. So we're going to be here for, I think it's 3 nights. Is it 3 nights that we're here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just be exploring around in the area.
This is the moment we've been waiting for, what we got. First of all, we got some buggles.
I think it's pronounced boogles.
Buggles?
Boogles?
I'm gonna call them buggles. They look yummy. And in here, we got skinny micro muff. And this is a windshield and it's gonna go on our camera for our vlogs. So hopefully from now on there won't be as much wind noise. So it's a present to you guys as well as me. Ugh, only instant coffee. I don't like instant coffee, but it will do. Good morning everyone. It is 6:30 AM. You might be wondering why we're up so early. We're going to Stonehenge this morning. It's about an hour drive to Stonehenge. It is now probably 7:30. It took a bit longer to get ready than we thought. Oh, the lights went off. We got up early because we wanted to be the first, well, really early to Stonehenge because we heard it gets really busy. We're part of the National Trust, so we're going to pay to do Stonehenge. Well, we're not pay because it's included with it, so we're going to do the paid version of it. But also there's a free version that we want to check out, just to show you guys whether it's worth it or not. So I wanted to be there kind of early. The car is frozen solid. I don't know, we'll have to clear the windscreen and get underway. It's currently -5 degrees.
We found some rocks by the side of the road.
It's a henge!
Yeah, it's a henge.
Check it out, it's a henge!
When we first saw it, Keith made a really big gasp and it scared the crap out of me.
Oh my gosh, it's a henge! It's smaller than I thought.
Oh yeah, actually, I thought it'd be bigger.
That can't legitimately be the henge, can it?
I don't know.
It's a henge. If it's not the henge, we're cutting all of this.
If you come early in the morning, there's no one here.
I'm going to see the henge.
You're cold.
I am cold.
Walking to Stonehenge. Wow, you get so close to it. We're currently in the paid area, or sort of paid because we're National Trust members, which, by the way, this only applies for if you're part of the National Trust England, not Scotland.
So we're at Stonehenge. This is sort of towards the front of it, it's on the side. We probably have better views around the other side of it that we'll show as well. Construction of it started probably like in 3000 BCE, and it was all it was built over many stages between 3000 and 2000 BCE, so 4,500 years ago. The earliest parts were this green mound that you see going around it. That was there before the stones are put up, and in those mounds they sort of found remains of bodies and cremations and stuff like that, so they believe it was sort of a burial ground at one point. Eventually they sort of obviously erected these stones over here. Coolest one over there is the heel stone, and that sort of leads to the avenue, which is like the path that leads up to Stonehenge. Arrow points to the midsummer sunrise, and you follow it to the midwinter sunrise arrow, which is the heel stone, and it looks up the avenue towards Stonehenge. The stones themselves are Sarsens and bluestone. The Sarsens themselves have moved here from about 30 kilometres away, and some of the bluestones are moved from Wales. I think they say about 230 kilometres away, and they weigh up to like 4 tons. And I think the biggest one was like 7 metres above ground, so 7 metres tall above ground, and it's 2 metres below ground as well. So it's like a 9 metre tall stone that probably weighs like, I forgot, 4 tons, 5 tons or something. So they would have moved them on like wood rollers and that. It's just amazing that they would have moved these massive stones just by hand, dragging them. They don't exactly know why it was built. They believe it's probably some sort of religious thing because of the lighting up to the sun, but yeah, that's Stonehenge. We're walking back through the fields from Stonehenge to the visitor centre. It's a very informative guy. I really wanted to film him, but I didn't really want to just film the guy. He was like super obsessed with Stonehenge and the whole area, and I thought he looked like the guy from Game of Thrones who plays Sam.
I don't think so.
He looked and sounded like him.
No, he just had the same sort of accent.
Anyway, so the guy from Game of Thrones who plays Sam told us to head up to this way through the fields, and we'll be passing some barrows, and he was like really excited about these barrows because they were unique, because they were round, whereas all the other ones were long. I don't know, he was really excited about it, and it got me excited about it, and Sally's excited about it too.
Yay!
She's cold and hungry. Anyway, we are at the barrows. There's like actually people buried under these things. These are all like burial mounds. I think the thing said about 150 of them all around here, all up, like different burial sites. So sort of leads you to believe that Stonehenge is a burial mound or something. So yeah, it's got to be something significant if everyone's buried around here. So the information panel is like frozen over. We'll find out what's on here. We are here. Hungry. So my Dharma didn't bring our own food, and now we're hungry. So now we have expensive pasties and sausage rolls. Yes?
Yes.
Probably the best gift in the shop. Stonehenge travel pillow.
Goodbye, Stonehenge.
Alright, so we're starting at Woodhenge. This is just down the road from Stonehenge. You can actually walk here from there, but we drove. All around it, there would have been a village. I think it's called Durrington. There's an avenue that led from that village down to the River Avon, and the avenue from Stonehenge also went down to the River Avon. So they believed the people who lived here were the ones who built Stonehenge, and it must have meant some sort of symbolic thing because the avenues both led to the river. There must have been some sort of ritual that they did involving going down to the river and up to Stonehenge, thinking that maybe this is like the place for the living and Stonehenge was the place for the dead, since they may have buried it. Actually standing in the middle of Woodhenge is obviously not wooden posts. There is no wooden posts that actually exist here anymore. These posts are put in here to represent what it would have looked like. This would have been a whole bunch of wooden posts, so maybe 7 meters tall. How's the landscape though? I was just saying that we're in England. This is England. We're at Silbury Hill, or is Europe's largest man-made prehistoric mound. It says it's over 40 meters tall. So it's pretty tall. It's a large chunk of chalk. West Kennet, Long Barrow, half mile. We're currently walking up this really long path to West Kennet, Long Barrow. It's really pretty though out here. The sun's sort of like partially setting. It's actually quite stunning. Let's just be quiet for a second and enjoy. England. Look, it's a barrow. It's a barrow. Have a look at that barrow. It's quite long. And it's in West Kennet. Hence the West Kennet Long Barrow. May not seem that exciting, but this is like a 5,500-year-old burial mound. And they've had the remains of like 46 people buried here over the period of 1,000 years. It's one of the largest and like best examples, like best preserved examples of the barrow. And you know what's really cool about the barrow is you can actually go in there. So I'm gonna go in there now, as Sally just got really scared coming out of it. Oh wow. You gonna look at my hand so I can go in? This is insane.
Okay, I'm going back.
Like, you seriously can't see because it's actually that dark in here. There's a little bit of light coming from the roof. What's wrong?
It's scary.
Why is it scary?
It's dark.
It's dark and because dead people were here. Could be haunted. Stonehenge is really cool as well, but like you can't actually go into Stonehenge. You can actually walk into this place, so I highly recommend coming here. Here we are on top of the barrow. You can see Silbury Hill over there. Sun going down out there. .360 view. Motorbike, motorbike. We're at Avebury Monument. It's more Neolithic rocks. These ones are different in a way, I guess, because they used to surround a town and you can just like walk up to them. They just would have surrounded the town. I think there's only about 40 or something at the moment, like 40 monuments here, but there once used to be about 98, and it would have been a lot more impressive because they wouldn't been as corroded. And that's Avebury, and that's probably going to be our vlog for today because I think we're done. I think we've had enough of looking at Neolithic monuments. We've seen quite a lot of them. Coolest one, West Kennet Long Barrow. But that's us done for today. We're just going to go back to our accommodation and relax for the night. Yeah.